G'day, legends, and welcome. When you think of Hawaii, you probably picture those gorgeous, sun-drenched beaches, the crystal-clear water, and maybe even learning to surf on a massive wave. And you'd be right, it's an absolute paradise for us humans. But crikey, there's a whole other side to this paradise that is just teeming with life. I'm talking about the incredible, unique, and absolutely stunning wildlife that calls these islands home. From the deepest blue oceans to the highest volcanic peaks, Hawaii is a sanctuary for some of the most beautiful creatures on this big blue marble we call Earth. These islands are isolated out here in the middle of the Pacific, which means the animals that evolved here are like nothing else you'll find anywhere else on the planet. They're special, they're unique, and a lot of them are in a bit of a pickle and need our help. That's why we're here today, to shine a light on these amazing critters. It's not just about looking at them, it's about understanding them, appreciating them, and learning what makes them so incredibly important to this delicate ecosystem. So grab your binoculars, get your adventure hats on, because you and I are about to go on a proper wildlife safari, Hawaiian style. We're going to dive in and meet some of the most breathtaking animals of the Aloha State. From gentle giants of the sea to tiny, colorful birds that look like jewels, you are in for an absolute treat. Let's get right into it and discover the wild heart of Hawaii. What a beauty. Right, first up, have a look at this absolute stunner. This is the Hawaiian monk seal, or Elio holo I Kauawa, which means dog that runs in rough water. And what a fitting name. These guys are one of only 2 types of monk seals left in the entire world, and they're found only here in Hawaii. Look at that sleek silvery coat and those big, dark, soulful eyes. They've got no external ears, which gives them that beautiful, streamlined look, perfect for gliding through the water. They are true natives, an ancient part of this place. Seeing one resting on the beach is a real privilege, a true gift from nature. But here's the thing, folks, and it's a serious one. These beautiful seals are critically endangered. There are only about 1,400 of these beauties left in the wild. That's it, every single one is precious. They face so many threats, from getting tangled in fishing gear to losing their precious beaches where they need to rest and raise their pups. When you see one, you've got to give it heaps of space. No approaching, no selfies. Just admire this rare, magnificent creature from a distance and feel lucky that you're sharing the planet with it. What a little ripper. Now, let's move from the coast and head a bit more inland to meet a real symbol of Hawaii, the Nin Goose. This isn't your average park goose, not by a long shot. Look at the gorgeous pattern on its neck, those creamy diagonal stripes. And check out its feet. See how the webbing is reduced? That's a special adaptation for walking on the rugged lava flows of the volcanoes here. These birds decided they'd rather be mountain climbers than swimmers. What absolute champions. They're the official state bird of Hawaii, and they carry that title with a lot of pride. Crikey, the Nene has a story that'll get you right in the heart. These birds were once on the very brink of extinction. We're talking fewer than 30 birds left in the wild back in the 1950s. Can you believe that? It was a proper danger situation for their survival. But through incredible conservation efforts, people who cared banded together to save them. Their numbers have bounced back, but they're still a threatened species. Seeing a flock of Nene grazing peacefully on a mountainside is a powerful reminder of what's possible when we decide to protect our wildlife. They are a living, breathing symbol of hope. All right, let's slip back into that beautiful blue water and meet a true Hawaiian icon, the Honu, or the Hawaiian green sea turtle. Just look at this magnificent animal gliding through the water. It's like watching poetry in motion. They don't fly through the air. They fly through the sea with those powerful, graceful flippers. They can hold their breath for hours, diving deep to munch on their favorite tucker, seagrass, and algae, which is actually what gives their body fat that greenish color, not their shell. They are the ancient mariners of this ocean, a calm and gentle presence that connects the land and the sea. You'll often see these beauties basking on the warm sands, soaking up the sun to regulate their body temperature. It's an incredible sight, But just like with our mate the monk seal, we have to be super respectful. These guys are a threatened species, protected by law, and they've come ashore to rest. Getting too close can stress them out and scare them back into the water before they're ready. So we admire from afar, watching a Honu peacefully resting on a beach as the sun sets over the Pacific. Mate, it doesn't get much more magical than that. It's a spiritual experience. Now for this next one, you're going to have to look closely. High up in the canopy of the native Ohia forests, you might just see a flash of brilliant red. If you're lucky, you've just spotted the iiwi, or the scarlet Hawaiian honeycreeper. By crikey, what a bird. Look at that plumage. It's a shocking, vibrant scarlet that stands out against the green leaves like a jewel. And get a load of that beak. It's long and curved, perfectly shaped for sipping nectar deep inside the beautiful native Hawaiian flowers. It looks like a little sickle. What a specialized tool. This little bloke is a pollinator, a crucial part of the forest's health. As it flies from flower to flower, it carries pollen, helping the forest to thrive. It's a tiny bird with a massive job. But sadly, like so many of Hawaii's native forest birds, the iwi is in big trouble. They are extremely vulnerable to things like habitat loss and avian malaria, which is carried by mosquitoes at lower elevations. It's a real battle for survival. Hearing their unique, squeaky call echoing through the forest is becoming rarer and rarer. They are a precious, beautiful treasure that we must fight to protect. Okay, we've seen small, we've seen medium, now we're going big, real big. Every year, during the winter months, the waters around Hawaii become a stage for one of the most spectacular shows on Earth. The humpback whales have arrived. These magnificent giants travel thousands of miles from the cold waters of Alaska to come here to the warm, safe Hawaiian seas to breed and give birth to their calves. They are true globetrotters, and when they get here, they really put on a performance. Seeing a 40-ton animal launch its entire body out of the water in a full breach, mate, it'll take your breath away. The sound alone is thunderous. And it's not just the breaching. You might see them slapping their huge pectoral fins on the surface or lifting their massive tails, called flukes, high out of the water before a deep dive. Each fluke has a pattern as unique as a human fingerprint. And underneath the waves, the males are singing. They produce these long, complex, haunting songs that travel for miles through the ocean. It's their way of communicating. To be out on a boat and witness this majestic gathering is something you will never, ever forget. It's a powerful display of the sheer beauty and power of nature. All right, let's zoom in from the massive scale of the humpback whale to something you could hold in the palm of your hand. But be careful, this little fella is quick. Have a look at this absolute gem, the gold dust day gecko. Isn't he a ripper? He's got this brilliant, almost fluorescent green skin, and then, just behind his head, it looks like someone has sprinkled him with sparkly gold dust. He's got these big eyes with no eyelids, so he cleansed them with his tongue. How cool is that? You'll often spot them basking on a sunny wall or a big green leaf, just soaking up that warmth. Now, here's a tricky one. This little beauty isn't actually native to Hawaii. They were introduced from Madagascar and have made themselves right at home here in the islands. They are a perfect example of how ecosystems are constantly changing. While they are gorgeous to look at, their presence can sometimes cause problems for the truly native insects and smaller lizards. It's a good reminder that the story of wildlife in any place is complex. But you can't deny their charm. Seeing one scurry across a lanai is a common and colorful part of the modern Hawaiian landscape. What a gorgeous little invader. For our last animal, we have to wait for the sun to go down. As twilight settles over the islands, a silent hunter takes to the sky. This is the opiapea, the Hawaiian Hory Bat. And this little guy is extra special because he's Hawaii's one and only native land mammal. That's right, every other land mammal you see, from the mongoose to the deer, was brought here by people. But this little bat got here all on its own, millions of years ago, flying across the vast Pacific Ocean. What an incredible journey. They get their name Hory from the frosty silver tips on their fur, which makes them look soft and fluffy. These bats are elusive and mysterious. They're solitary creatures, roosting alone in the trees during the day and coming out at night to hunt for insects. Because they're nocturnal and fly high and fast, they're incredibly difficult to study. Scientists are still learning so much about them. They are a vital part of the ecosystem, helping to control insect populations. But like our other native species, they're facing threats from habitat loss and even from things like wind turbines. Seeing the silhouette of an opeapea darting against the sunset is a rare and thrilling glimpse into ancient wild Hawaii, a true survivor. Crikey, what an adventure! We've seen some of the most beautiful, unique, and precious animals on the planet today, right here in the heart of the Pacific. From the sleepy monk seal to the high-flying Hory Bat, every single one of these creatures is a masterpiece of evolution and a vital part of what makes Hawaii so special. This place is so much more than just a holiday destination. It's a fragile, living, breathing ecosystem that has existed for millions of years. It's a world-class treasure, and it's up to all of us to be its guardians. When we travel, when we explore, we have to do it with respect. We have to be proper wildlife warriors. That means giving these animals their space, never feeding them, packing out what we pack in, and supporting the local conservation groups who are out there on the front lines fighting the good fight to protect these species every single day. The choices we make, even small ones, can have a huge impact on the survival of these incredible animals. They don't have a voice to ask for our help, so we have to be their voice. The future of the Honu, the iwi, and all of Hawaii's wildlife is in our hands. Let's make sure that future generations can come here and feel the same sense of wonder that we do when they see these beautiful animals. Now, I want to hear from you. Down in the comments, let me know which of these Hawaiian beauties was your absolute favorite. Was it the majestic humpback or the tiny gold dust day gecko? Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. And remember, be a hero, be a wildlife warrior.